Well, hello, crafters. It's Shelly again with Paper Craft Hugs, and my next box has arrived. And this one is 29 pounds of crafty goodness. I'm really excited to look inside and see what is inside this one. So let's open her up and see what's there. All right. So let's just move this around here so we can see what goodies are inside. And it looks like, whoops, let's just move this way so that we can kind of see what's going on here. So it looks like this first one, oh, this is the paper. Yes, I saw this paper and I just thought, you know what? It's just so pretty with the butterflies here. And you can see down on the bottom here, the different patterns that they have included in the pack. It was just so pretty when the vendor showed it. I thought, you know what, those could be used sort of wherever. They're a good sort of general use. They'd make some stunning birthday cards. So I thought those were looking pretty good. And we've got dies, and more dies. So bunch of these dies I thought would be good for background dies. In particular, like if you have a really colorful background and you want to put this on to just kind of mute it down a little bit. You know, this is in black and the other is quite bright. And the thing I like about this one is you've got 1, 2, 3 dies. So this centerpiece, you don't have to have in there. You could have a pretty sentiment in there. You could have it as a shake it card. There's all sorts of different options that you could have for that one. So that one looked pretty cool. And then this one is a pretty square one. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dies in this one. So even if you just used it as sort of decoration around, like this would make a pretty border around a square card. And then you could use these nesting pieces to make the inside pieces. So I thought that was pretty cool. This one was pretty big. So you'd want to make sure that you've got a big die cutting machine because not all of these, probably the first 2 sizes here, would not go through sort of your standard Big Shot or, those types of manual machines. You'd want to have one that's wide enough that could take the whole thing. But I just thought that it was just so pretty, and it's nice because it does the line in the center, the cutting line in the center, but then it's got the dashes on either side. So it would make really pretty nesting dies, for matting. This would be really nice for matting. And then this is just a really pretty background card, I thought. So, and then I've got a bunch more here that, again, some of these guys are pretty darn big, so you'd want to make sure that you got a big enough die machine that could take the width of them, or be fine with not being able to use the first 1 or 2 because they're just too big in your manual machine. But this one's kind of cool because see how it's got the little dots? So instead of dashes on either side of the cut line, you'd have dots. And I thought that was just something a little different. And then this, we've got hexagons, and it's got like little circles. And I thought that's kind of a pretty different look to something. So this would be kind of pretty on a shaped card. And that is the nice thing about these big ones is you can use them to make a shaped card. And whether it's cutting them down the center and having sort of a card that's shaped like that, or cutting them off here, you could do all sorts of different things with a shaped card. This one I thought was kind of pretty just because of the different layers. Again, it's a hexagon, but you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different layers. And there's just such a pretty pattern to each of the layers. I thought it was just really pretty. This one is just like the dots for the, for the hexagon. This is ovals. And again, you get your cutting line, but on either side of your cutting line, you've got your dots, which I thought was kind of cool. This one is kind of postage stampy in a way, but it's got the dash lines on the postage stamp and then straight lines. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different dies here. So even if you just use the rectangles for matting, just the straight ones, that would work. You could use the postage stamp type ones. You could use a combination of them. I just thought it was kind of cool. And then this one is a square, but you could do the inverted corners here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dies. And I just thought this was kind of an interesting pattern. You can see it's kind of like a weird crosshatch in a way. I just thought it was kind of cool. All right, so this was part of some of the bundles that I got. And this one was some Dina Wakley stuff. And she always does some really brightly colored things. And so this is just a little bag, but it's got this funky little owls and little bird here. And I thought, you know what? It's a big pencil case. Like, I'm not sure I could fill that up, but I just thought it was kind of a cool case. And I've got some little nieces who are just entering that princess phase, and they're into anything bright and fluorescent colored. That's what they love. So I thought, you know what? We might just repurpose this to be a Christmas present. We'll see. And this was some of the Dina Wakley stuff actually, sorry, not Dina Wakley. It's R.B. Madine. It's Studio Light stuff, but it's very brightly colored and good for backgrounds. And if you are somebody who does scrapbooking, this would be really good for scrapbooking stuff. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to use this stuff for, because it's one of those things that you buy so that you can stretch your skills. And I thought, it is pretty. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it, but you know what? It's pretty. So we'll go with that. So I've got one of those, and then this one is another paper pad, and this is sort of more of the background. This stuff is double-sided, and again, you've got all sorts of really colorful stuff on the front, and then the big sort of colored dots on the back. And yeah, I just thought it was pretty. Not quite too sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but we'll figure that out. This, I just fell in love with these bears. They are just so stinking cute. I fell in love with them, and I thought, you know what? Do these, color them up with your markers, either watercolor or alcohol markers, and they would just be so cute for a male card, a female card, little people cards, little kids cards. I just thought it was just so cute. And then, of course, do you need a bear hug? But they were pretty cute, so I fell in love with them. And this one was just so light and airy and happy. Again, it's one of those things I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but they're just so pretty. This was part of a mystery box that I got, some of which I knew about, some of which I didn't know about. And so this, Fly, Fly, Be the Dream. So you've got some funky words that are kind of like torn edge style. So who knows? Spread your wings. That would be a good one for encouragement cards. Be free, dream, explore. It'd be good for sort of some general purpose cards. And then, of course, stencils. These are just good, generic, sort of use everywhere type stencils. And then these were so cute, I got 2 of them. And they're called Adorable Animals, and they are just stinking cute. So excuse the crackling there. When you look at them, they're shiny, like a shiny, really smooth paper. And so these would be cut aparts. Those are all your words. Or if you didn't want to cut them apart, you've got this sort of nice, sort of generic woodish brown. All sorts of ones that you can cut out. And then you've got it in green and yellow. And then these are handy because if you have any of those postage dies, you could have these little guys poking out from behind. Or the other day when I got the, there was a die that had sort of some pop-up, peel-up type things, like a die set. It was kind of postage stamp, but it had like a little die that cut on 3 sides. So you could have that and then like cut on the 3 sides and have one of these little guys underneath the little window. I thought that was kind of cool. And that's just pretty paper there. Oh, and these would be good for any sort of centerpiece. Cut them in a circle, a square. And because you have a couple copies of each of them, if you had the slatted dies, these would be great for them because you could put one on the bottom underneath the slat and then one on top that has the slats cut into it. And they're, as you can see, let's turn it this way here. They're just really, really cute little animals. And I just thought, you know what? Those are some good sort of generic cards. And the pattern paper is cool too, because you can use that to mat these cards. And so here would make some nice little square cards, and you've got multiple copies of them. And here you could either cut this out to be a circle die, or you could leave it as a square and just cut on the lines. And oh, all sorts of really cute, just sweet little animals. And I thought, I'm sure I can find somewhere that I can use these in. And I liked them so much, I got 2 of them. All right, so then here, these ones are luxury topper sets. So these are toppers, and here's sort of a suggestion of a card that could be made with them. And you can always make usually more than one. Even if you get like just a skinny one, they usually come with some sort of pattern paper or of some sort. And this is nice because you could, cut this in half, and then, you've got a 5-inch card and a 5-inch card, and then have that as the back, and this is the front, and then put one of these toppers here or wherever. And you've got your words in here as well. Some bordery stuff. Yeah, that's really pretty. And I got 2 of those because I wasn't quite too sure what I was going to do with it, but it's nice to have 2 of them. And again here, this one comes with the pattern paper, the toppers. And so there's the pattern paper. And again, you could cut it in half, and you've got a front and a back. And then I got the same with just the little teddy bears, and they are just so cute. I thought, you know what, this could be an Easter card, this could be a baby shower card, it could just be a card for a little person. They're just so cute. And then these ones are animals. Oops. These ones are just little animals, and I just thought, you know what, they're so pretty. And they're just the laser topping part, but you could use any of the extra papers that we've already picked up from the other packs, and it would all match with this. And then these guys are pop-up steppers. So they make a card that looks like this, like a step card, and it's got dimension, and it's got all the instructions here how to make it, and it looks like you just kind of fold, and it comes with its own little envelope. So those are kind of cute. And then I got another little animal card, and these are just the toppers, and they're laser, so they're already cut. You just have to pop them out. And these guys, again, I am a sucker for cute animals, as you can tell. And so here, this makes a really cool pop-up card. And you've got all the goodies there and some paper there that would be very pretty. And again, you could just cut it down the center and make 2 cards really easily. and you've got enough for the two different types of cards here, and lots of words. And then here, this, my kids are big cat fans, and so I thought I was going to turn these guys into a birthday card for them, because they're really big cat fans. So you can see that's the card that they suggest that you can make out of this, and it comes with paper as well. So it's card kit ready to go, and I got a couple of those. And again, there's another one of those animals. Let's go take a look at some more dies here. So here, this is an edge, well, it could be an edge card, So you've seen the cards that have this on the front, and then the back folds, and whatever the back color is what this goes against. So it could be one of those ones, or this could be just part of, the middle of your card. It's kind of cool because it's got, the dies all kind of cut out the bits and pieces, but they don't have an edge. So you'd be able to kind of put it in the middle of a card if you wanted, or a scrapbook page. And then this is Santa. And it's always nice to have something like that. These are really good for, my mind has escaped me. Shaker cards. That's what I was looking for. These are really good for shaker cards. So if you put, some sort of Christmassy type shakers in the back of this and have that on the front of the card, you really wouldn't need to do a whole lot of anything else. Maybe have the back as glimmer or glitter or mirror in the back there with the shakers in the front, and your card is all done. And here, this makes a funky robin. And it's a good size too. Look at that. It's a good size. So you could have that as sort of your centerpiece of your card quite easily. And yeah, make it, they've kind of made it cut out here. So each of these little cutout spots, like these, they're all different colors. And then you've got sort of the base color overall. So you could have a lot of fun and turn it from a robin into a whole bunch of different types of birds. Oh, and this is a Christmas tree. This is going to be pretty here, because again, you could do the same thing with, different layers here. Maybe make the green tree, make it out of some sort of a glimmer paper, like sparkly. That would be pretty cool. And then this one again is, it's kind of hard to see here, but it's like presents sort of swirling around here with stars and stuff. That is going to be very pretty on a card. And then here, let's see what we've got here. Spread your wings and fly. I thought this was just a really nice card that you could make it out of color paper on the back, and then this being white or black, or even like gold, glimmer gold or something like that. It would also make a really good shaker card in the back, because you could see the shakers in the back. And the same with this one here. They're just very good sort of, I call them motivational cards. They're just very nice. They're very generic. You can use them in all sorts of different situations. And then this one, it's kind of hard to see a little bit here. Oh, and they've got see inside for card projects. So that's kind of cool. But this is two separate dies here. So that's kind of nice. You could just use the nice sort of scalloped oval if you wanted to. That one's kind of cool. All right, then we're back to paper. Now these are adorable squirrels. So this is basically the paper that you would use to make cards with. And so it would be quite easy to, again, cut your card in the middle here, score across here, and you've got yourself two separate cards here with pretty decorations on and a really nice pattern. You just have to kind of work within whatever the pattern was in the card. And these guys, these ones are kind of, well, there's a suggestion of a card that they have. You can see you don't really need to do a whole lot to this, and you've got a very pretty card before you even do anything. Here are the different varieties of paper that are in here. And as you can see, they're just really, really pretty. And they make really easy cards. And this, penguins. I love penguins. Penguins are cute. And you can see here, there's a whole bunch of different penguins in different colors. And there's a suggestion of the card that they had for you. That's a good way to use up scraps, is to do something like that. And they're just so cute. This one, let's see here. This is a hunky dory. So this has got some papers. It's got acetate. It's got a die in it as well. What's the die? Christmas wishes. That's kind of nice. And then you've got all your laser cuts here. And you've got one of the magazines inside. These are really cool because when you open them up, we'll open this up here. So you've got your die here. Let's see whether I can shake it out. So you've got your die here with the shadow and the die. You've got your laser pop-ups. You've got some really pretty paper, and you can hear it has a texture to it and everything. That is cool. And then here, this is your magazine, and your magazine goes in, and of course it's a magazine, it's trying to sell you stuff, but it also goes in and gives you card ideas and then how to make them, and card ideas and how to make them. And you can see there's the pattern. I showed the green stuff, but there's blue in the back there, and there's the Christmas wishes die. And so it shows you all sorts of samples of, well, look at that. You can make like a little luminary with the acetate. Oh, this is kind of cool. It gives you all sorts of ideas. And this is another one that I hope that I can pick up. I think it's called Golden Oldies, but it has these pictures of all these really cute little old folks, and they're all doing stuff like, here they are in a sweater for one, and they're just so really, really cute. And it gives you all sorts of ideas of how to make all sorts of different cards, and it gives you the instructions, it gives you the measurements. It's really, really handy. They're really good. They're a good investment if you ever get the opportunity to buy something like that. Those ones are good ones. And then this, I like this because it was just so sparkly. So you can see the different sparkly type of papers, and they even give you a suggestion of a trifold card to make, this Christmas tree, and they're all just very, very sparkly. So I've got, there we go. Look at that. I thought I had ordered this. I hoped I had ordered this. Here are those little old folks, and they make all these cards here. Here's some suggestions, but it comes with the paper. It comes with these laser cutout pieces. It comes with the words. It comes with like a border piece. So basically all you add is maybe a little bit of mirror or glitter paper to mat these things on, and you're good to go. In fact, you probably don't even need them because the glitter comes, there's gold on each of these little guys already. So you almost don't even need that. So that's kind of cool. And then because I know that I'm going to be doing a bunch of 3D stuff for my little nieces, I picked up all this glitter. So it's glitter, but it's foam. And so you've got the glitter, and it doesn't come off when you rub it. And there's all sorts of colors, like this was the gold and the silver. This is black and white, teal, and like a sparkly green, a purple and a blue, a pink and a different purple. Then this is just gold. And then this is reds and greens for Christmases. But I thought, if you're making ornaments or something like that, or I have an idea of making like a Santa coming out of a chimney, and the Santa, it's an advent calendar, and as the Santa moves down, as the days go on, the Santa moves down, down, down the chimney. And I thought this would be perfect because it would provide sort of that solidity that you need for the chimney as the Santa's coming down. And it would be sparkly as well. And of course, What girl doesn't like sparkles? So here we've got, oh, these ones are really cool. I saw these. They're flip flap pocket cards. And they make, this is what it kind of looks like when it's closed up. But when you open it up, this flap kind of pops up like this. And then you can have this down here as, you know, a little, either just a little saying, or you could have it as a gift card holder. And I thought those are really cool. So I picked up one set of them. 3 come in each pack. I picked up one set and I thought I would use it to measure out so that I could make my own, because it just looks like folded paper. And so, and now with Photoplay not being in business anymore, I don't know that we're going to be able to get these anymore. You know, once stock is gone, stock is gone. So I thought I'd kind of use this as a template to make my own. And we've got some more funky, oh, these are like little booklets. They're lined inside and they're just funky on the outside. It's kind of cool. And we've got, oh, a pretty pattern here for a stencil, sort of holly leaves. And then this is just a really nice sort of in the woods stencil. And we've got Whopper Topper pads. Let's see what those are. So these, oh, they're all sorts of laser cuts. Oh, all sorts of laser cuts and all sorts of patterns. Oh, those are cute. Oh, look at that. And they're generic enough that I think that you could use them for all sorts of, you know, birthday or Christmas, or might have to dress them up a little bit for Christmas, but they look very good for generic. And I got 2 of those. And this was a better press, and I saw it and I thought, you know what, that's a really cool background, and you could have it in different colors swirling out. And yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool. And of course it's a better press, so this is going to, when it goes into your cardstock, it will make that impression. And I just thought that's pretty cool. All right, so this is just some pretty flowers. Oh, look at that. Somebody's colored them really nicely. And these are teddy bears. And I think these are more of the cardstock or topper sort of type panels. Oh, yeah. So they're just really, really cute little teddy bears. And there's multiple copies of these. So again, you could use them if you have the slotted dies. You could use these for the slotted dies really easily. But in the meantime, these would make just really cute, cute cards. Cute. All right. So it looks like I've got 2 of those. And here, oh, this is little books. I had the big books earlier. This is just smaller pocketbooks, bullet journals. Cool. Can always use journals. And this stencil paste gold and gel medium matte. All right, these are handy if you have stencils and you want a really pretty background that it just bumps it up to the next level. And the cool thing is the gold, well, gold is gold, but something like this with it being white, just put a drop of your re-inker in, or just, you know, like smoosh a little bit of your ink pad down, and then sort of mix this up like you would, almost like you would icing, and it will color this. So you could have different colored all from the white. Just remember that these, when you want to, you know, when you use them on a stencil, you want to clean up as quickly as you can once you're finished using them, because once this stuff hardens onto your stencil and, you know, your little palette knife that you have that you're using to spread out, it's like cement, and it's really hard to get off of your stencil and your palette knife. So usually if I'm going to be doing a bunch of stenciling, I will just have like a little tray full of water, and then I'll just, you know, when I'm in between stenciling, or if I think I'm done, but I'm not sure, and I'm going to be a minute or two, I'll just throw the stencil and the palette knife into the water, and it prevents it from hardening it up. So these will be really handy. Cool. And this, oh, this is some really pretty ribbon. I'll show you here. See how it has a little sparkle to it? And then there's this one that's, the one hiding is kind of gold. So that is really pretty ribbon. Organza ribbon. Those will make some really pretty bows. Oh yes, those will make really pretty bows because it's kind of see-through, but there's gold flecks in it. It just, oh, it'll make beautiful little ribbons. Oh, I'm excited about that one. All right, and we've got some more stencil paste. 3 more colors, and these are metallic colors. Oh, cool. So a green, a pink, and a blue. That will be exciting. Let's see what they look like when we open this up. Okay, so it kind of has a little bit of a pearlescent look to it. The pink one you can really see it in. Yeah, it has kind of like a pearlescent look to it. Those will be cool. Do some of these and then have this on top of it in black with this as the background, just sort of big splotches all over of it. Oh, that would be just really pretty. And then we've got some more cute little stamps. That'd be good for little kid cards. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that'll be good for little kid cards or big kid cards because it's drinking. So maybe big kid cards. And then here, okay, these are some 3D burlap flowers so that you can have 3D sort of stuff on it. I'll have to think about what to use these on. I might have to use them on something like an advent tree or something like that. I'll have to do some thinking on that, how do I use these. And then these were what I was looking for. So Studio Light had a great big warehouse sale, and they had their markers. They had a whole bunch of stuff on for just absolutely killer prices. And I'm just kind of getting into markers right now. So I didn't want to go out and spend a lot of money on, your Copics and your Olos and that sort of stuff, because here in Canada, they're not cheap. And, to get this many colors, that's several $100s. and you don't want to spend that and then go, oh, I really don't like this. What am I going to do with these markers? So these were relatively inexpensive, and I just thought, you know what, it gives me a good opportunity to try them, see whether I like them, see how they work. Quality versus quantity might be something, I don't know, but I've heard good things about how these work, so I thought, let's give it a try. So these ones are water-based markers, and they come with the bright colors, sort of the shadowy colors, and then like pastel colors. And then these ones here, these ones are alcoholic markers. Well, sorry, alcohol markers. And they come, and I'll kind of put them all like this so you can see all the colors. And so, let's go here. So you can see there's a whole bunch of colors here to start me out and see whether I like them. And then if I like them, and when these ones kind of wear out, I'll invest into something different. But in the meantime, these will give me a really good start and kind of get me going. So I was quite excited to see these were coming. And then this one is, this is just a storage drawer. So this is just a pull-out tab, and it's just a storage drawer. Not sure what I'll use that for yet, but maybe I could decorate this and put Christmas candy baking inside. Every year I make some Christmas candies, some chocolates and some fudge and peppermints and that sort of type thing, and of course cookies. And then there's you give them out to your neighbors and the nice little delivery fellows who who deliver these nice boxes to me. So maybe what I'll do is I'll fill this, I'll decorate it for Christmas, and I'll put treats inside. That's a good idea. So there we go. 29 pounds of crafty fun goodness. I'm going to have a lot of fun. The one thing I did want to talk about with these ones come with their own stand. So, oops. So we'll just take those out. But look at that. They come with their own stand, and then these guys just go in here, and they're stackable. So there's the holes on one side, and there's the little sort of, I don't know, catchy things on the other side. And so you can stack them, and then these catchy things go into the holes of the next one on top, so that it makes a nice stable stand. That was one of the things that kind of sold me on them, because I didn't have to go and buy a stand separately as well. But I am going to have so much fun playing with this stuff. I'm kind of beside myself. This is awesome. So hopefully you're going to see me practicing with my alcohol markers, and practicing with my watercolor markers, and using those card kits and the colored foam, and making all sorts of cards. I'm going to make a whole bunch of videos here so that I can put it up on YouTube. My YouTube is a little light right now, but I'm working on it. And hopefully you'll stick around or come on back and see what kind of cool goodness I create in my next video. I have a whole bunch of ideas. It's sort of like, which one do I start first? It's very exciting. I have all this knowledge in my head, and I'm so excited to use it. I'm part of a couple of craft groups, and I kind of share some of my ideas there, and I've taught in some of those classes as well. And I've had so much fun doing that. So I thought I'd take it, professional and see how it goes. Anyways, I'm really glad you're along for the journey. I hope you enjoyed my unboxing. I know I'm going to have so much fun playing with this stuff, and we'll see you in another video.